Good morning, everyone. How are we so far today? Okay, we're really good. Okay, I love that. Okay, we're going to raise up some energy to get this thing started. The thing that I need from you is your participation. So there are some drums and rattles and shaky things over here. Some of you are ready. Go get something to bang on. I either need you to sing or drum or even get up and move your body a little bit if you feel so called. We have our opening chant. I want you to repeat these words after me. Oh, good. We're very excited. Repeat after me. We are circling. Circling together. We are circling. Nope, I messed that up. We are singing. Singing our heart song. This is family. This is unity. This is celebration. This is sacred. Take a deep breath in. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. You know the whole song now, it's easy. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. Now we're just going to drum. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. Now real quiet. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. One more time with all you got. Here we go. We are circling, circling together. We are singing, singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred. And good morning again. This is our observe and interact exercise. Take a moment, look around the room, see who's here with you. Now the interact part, stand up. Go find someone you may not know, haven't seen in a long time. Go introduce yourself, ask them how they're doing. For those of our viewers who are online, put your name and where you are in the chat so that we know who and where you are.
Love is all is love. Join us in singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath moon or sun. Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us in singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath moon or sun. Oh, great Spirit of love, giving freely, refusing none. Oh, great Spirit of love, eternal goodness flows like a flood. Love is all is love. Join us in singing the music of one and all in one. No greater blessing neath moon or sun. No greater blessing. Oh, great Spirit, no greater blessing neath moon or sun. No greater blessing. No greater blessing.
That's Floyd Lula. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And welcome, everybody. If you were here yesterday, I think we're still a little bit up here, not in our seats still. Welcome, everyone, and good morning to CSL Santa Cruz. Welcome especially to our viewers on YouTube, Zoom, and Facebook. My name is Leah Simone Reed. My pronouns are she and her, and my ancestors come from Italy and Ireland. Here at CSL, we acknowledge a history of colonization and its devastating impact in our world, and specifically on its original inhabitants of this land. Recognizing that both colonization and decolonization are active processes today, we are dedicated to cultivating a consciousness of inclusion, and we commit to work daily to decolonize our own minds. And this begins right here, right now, with the land beneath our feet, by acknowledging its original inhabitants. Please take a moment to feel the ground beneath your feet and take a deep breath in. And so we begin our morning by acknowledging that the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Awas Awas speaking Yupi tribe and the Ama Mutsun tribal band. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. And please join me as we speak out loud together our mission, purpose, and vision. And if you grabbed one of our little half sheets on the way in, it's there. It's also on your screen. Let's say this together mindfully. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all life on earth. We are a community dedicated to possibility. Yes. We have a very special morning plan for you. Our practitioner of the day is Reverend Tamara Merrill. Yay. The newly installed Reverend Tamara Merrill. And we have Chaplain Cheryl Stromstad Snyder holding us in prayer during service. Today's musical muses is Floyd Lula and our CSL House Band. And our message will be delivered today through Reverend Elijah. And here he is, our newly installed, beloved Reverend Elijah. There is a tan Toyota Camry with Oregon plates, 790JJK.
Oh,
Lights
that's
are on.
Jason. Your lights are on, babe. I don't know. I didn't figure that out until you. I didn't read the note. I just passed it on. Okay. Well. Good morning. We're going to dive into something a little deeper. Here we go. So over the course of what we are calling the Springtime of Possibility, which is our season we're in currently, which runs from March 20th to May 1st, we're working with a new chant, and this is our deepening, our affirmation. And from after we do this, we'll go into the prayer and the rest of our service as we get deeper and deeper as we move along. And so the words are in your half sheet. They will also be on the screen here in just a moment. And like we did last week, I want to invite you to, more than just sing this, to let this be a prayer of energy and movement and intention. And so I want to begin by asking everyone to rub your hands together. And once you can feel a little bit of friction, heat, or energy, pull your hands apart. If you can just feel a little tingle or a little warmth or a little bit of energy. And now I want you to just in your mind call in what is your intention, what is your prayer, what is it that you are needing, longing for, or seeking? And just invite that idea into this space. And remember that our thoughts, that our words, that our actions, that our choices are the web that we weave in our creation. And so if you so choose, follow the movements along with me as we sing. Or just feel your own energy move. Take another deep breath in. Let go. Weave and spin. Weave and spin. This is how the world begins. Mend and heal, mend and heal. Take this dream and make it real. Strand by strand, hand over hand, thread by thread, we weave this web. Weave and spin, weave and spin. This is how the world begins. Mend and heal, mend and heal. Take this dream and make it real. strand by strand, hand over hand, thread by thread, we weave this web. One more time. Weave and spin, weave and spin. This is how the world begins. Mend and heal, mend and heal. Take this dream and make it real. Strand by strand, hand over hand, thread by thread, we weave this web. And take a deep breath in and let it go. And breathe again as Reverend Tamara brings us deeper into prayer.
In this moment, we are in the presence of Spirit. We are moving as the ambassador of all things that make us awake, alive, conscious. I choose right here and right now, with my intention, with my heart, and with my mind, I choose health, alignment, for compassion, for kindness. And I do know this, that today I invite you from this place within that we are born into to reveal more of who we are by alignment. This morning, the music makes our hearts sing with this awareness of possibility. The message this morning will liven and quicken the soul, for it too is music. May we dance to this music by right speech, right action, and right thinking. For the only thing that it takes today is that in this moment, we choose kindness, we choose compassion, we choose right speech and right action in the alignment of who we really are. And so this is said with that invitation to keep your heart open, to keep your mind open, with transparency and with love. And so it is.
That's so nice. Everything beneath the sun breathes like a harmonium. Pure perfection has begun, shining like a midnight sun. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone. Let me be an instrument, guided by an heaven sent. May these grapes of pain ferment, alchemize to love's content. Ever be a sacrament, knowing God is my intent. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Rolling like a thundercloud, let me live my love out loud, standing for mankind and proud, baptized in a holy shroud. Peace be still and know me now, God is in all I have found. God, let me know your name. Hold me in the same breath as your word. God, I feel you all around. Oh, how you astound me with your grace. Spinning like a prayer field, let me know your turning like Ezekiel's wheels. The same breath seals the spirit I've become. Knowing what I'm here for, rowing on a distant shore. Oh, how you astound from the infinite with your grace. God in everyone knows. Spinning like a prayer fields, turning like Ezekiel's wheels. Nothing like a kiss seals this spirit I've become. Knowing what I'm here for, rowing on distant shores, flowing from the infinite with your grace. God in everyone. Out of darkness I have come. I see God in everyone.
Floyd Lula? Good morning, beloved community. Let us begin, as always, by taking a few breaths together. So if you will, exhale first, and take a deep breath in. And let go. Another deep breath. Let go. One more deep breath in. And so, This year, 2022, as many of you know, we are engaging in what we're calling our year of inner and outer permaculture. And we are exploring the 12 principles of regenerative agriculture, also known as permaculture, as our 12 months themes. And because we're in a new month, we're going to recap really quickly. And so January, our theme for the month was the principle observe and interact. Right? And we were reminding ourselves that permaculture is about looking to nature, looking to the nature of life itself, and learning how we can replicate that to create thriving in our own lives. Right? And so observe and interact was this reminder that we are not here to impose our will on the world, that if you want to develop a garden or a space, to spend the time observing the rhythms and the patterns of water and shade, and letting the land invite you to design from what is there wanting to rise up as opposed to throwing our will on top of it, right? And we've been talking a lot over the last few months about the difference of being exiled from the Garden of Eden and given dominion over the world to being a steward of the garden itself, right? That there's a shift in story. And so in February, then we moved to the principle use and value diversity. And we talked a lot about the idea that when we look to our current system of agriculture, we grow in what's called monocropping, one crop in rows, right? And we know that that's incredibly dangerous, that when only one species is allowed to exist in one place, infection and viruses and all sorts of things come in that we then have to mitigate with all sorts of chemicals and fertilizers and all of that, right? And we've discussed that that's the same of our thoughts. We cannot live in a monoculture of thinking. We know from social media what the echo chamber creates, and that if we are only surrounded by one way of thinking, then the viruses or conspiracies start to crawl into our minds, and we spin and spin and spin, and we need the diversity of perspective. We need the diversity of experience. We need a diverse, thriving ecosystem, whether it's in nature or in community, for all of us to be able to lean into the web that supports our thriving, right? So then last month we talked about the principle design from patterns to details, right? In that observe and interact, you're looking at the patterns and the flows of energy that move through the land. Based on those existing patterns, then you create the details of the experience of what grows where. And in Science of Mind, we talk about everything emerges from the pattern of the One, from the consciousness of God. And it's through those divine patterns, through the patterns of thinking, through our patterns of choice, that we then create the details of our life, right? So that's 3 months in 2 minutes. That's where we are as of right now. April, we have a new principle we're going to explore all month. And April's principle is produce no waste. Oh, good, yeah, right? So, but this could be challenging, right? And so we're going to talk about this over the course of the month on a physical level, on a metaphysical level, on a mental level, on a spiritual level. And what does it mean to produce no waste? Right? And we're going to look at this because a huge piece of this conversation of our year of inner and outer permaculture is giving us all a lens to say, how do we clean up the cognitive dissonance in our life between what we say we think and believe and value and what we actually choose and do? Right? And that so often we claim we think, believe, or want to be one thing, and then we spend the rest of our life acting a different way. And that cognitive dissonance allows us to not create what we want, right? If who we are is designed in a way that all of our intentions and values are in alignment, then we become a creator. We become a co-creator with life. We become someone who is demonstrating the power of our thinking, right? But so many of us have our intentions split in so many different ways that we don't create a lot intentionally. A lot is just happening. Right? And so this week, the way we're going to look at this is to remember first that nothing is ever wasted. Right? If you look to nature, if you look to a forest, there is no concept of waste that exists in nature. Everything we think of as waste is nutrients. It's what's necessary to feed back into the system to make everything more healthy and more thriving. And let's think about this as we look at our own lives, as our own paths moving through our choices and experiences. How many of you were born, knew exactly where you wanted to go, and it was a perfect straight line from here to there? No, you're all laughing, but I don't see any hands up, right? It's because the path we walk through life is a weird, wandery, meandery thing, right? How many of you have ever walked a labyrinth? Right? And so a labyrinth is this sort of circular structure that has this path that moves in, and you're trying to get into the center, right? You bring your intention, you walk slowly as you walk through it. And I love a labyrinth because for many of us, meditating, sitting still looks like this. Oh, I'm doing really great. But a labyrinth gives you the opportunity to walk and be in motion, right? And again, this thing, when I walk a labyrinth, it usually looks like I'm walking, I kind of have my eyes closed and looking at my feet, I'm going. And then at some point I have to look up and am I close to the center yet? And if you've ever walked a labyrinth, there's usually a point where you're walking and you're like, the center's right there. My destination is right in front of me. And then the next thing you know, you're going the other way. And it's like, I am not nearly there yet. It looked like I was for a second, but then there was this whole diversion. And oftentimes that last turn takes you all around the outside and then right back into the middle, right? And so often in our lives, when we're moving towards where we want to go, it looks like we're going another way, right? And my path has been meandering in one direction for a very long time, right? And there's a point in our life where we can look at the experience we've been walking, no matter where we think we've been going, and remember that if we are tapped into a deeper sense of who we are, then everything we do is moving us towards where we're going. Even if you think you're going a different direction, it's because you needed to get something over there before you could get here. If you look at Joseph Campbell's monomyth, or the hero's journey, as he calls it, there's this spiral of the story that we all walk through. And there's usually some call to an experience, and we set off to be, do, or have that thing. And then as we go through, there's the, I can't do that, I'm going to go away. Or there's the point where we lose faith and we get stuck in the belly of the whale, or we meet some great adversary, or there's all the things that are there on the journey. And, in the Bible, there's this idea that we are clay in a potter's hands, right? That we are being molded and shaped through our experience. And the metaphor there for all of us is to realize that our life is always shaping us. What we do with it is up to us. But if you are willing to look at every single thing that comes at you as part of your evolution, as part of your becoming, then everything that comes upon you has some value. But if we just say, oh, those were wasted years of my life, we're delusional. We're lying to ourselves. Because humans have this beautiful capacity to believe in waste. It doesn't exist in the world. Nothing is ever wasted. If you actually choose to remember that. Because you can choose to believe that your life has been wasted, or that those choices were wrong, or that the planet is going in a direction that is unlike what we want. Or we can tell ourselves a story that says that everything is working towards something else. And if we look to the nature of nature, if we look to the history of evolution, the greatest leaps of possibility always come from the greatest moments of chaos. The greatest moments of chaos, the greatest moments of difficulty, the greatest moments of destruction are always what create what is next. That, there's a quote that I love that says that the price of your new life is your old one. That everything that you've lived up until now has been what you needed to acquire, or what you needed to let go of in order to get where you are going. Right? But we have to be tuned into something, and that is why we are so heavily holding this idea of a global vision, of a higher possibility. Because if you don't have a destination in mind, it can look like the journey's going nowhere. If you don't have a vision, you're just wandering through the darkness. But if you have something to hold your mind on that's going to pull you forward, that then lights the path in front of you, right? And Gene Houston calls it the lure of becoming. You know, some of you who are in the synthesis class, we've been talking about this idea of the entelechy, that there is a piece of each one of us. I call it the one who stands before me, always beckoning me, saying, "Come be me. Come be me." Each one of us has that lure pulling on us. And I would say that the greatest, whenever we feel like we're off the path or life isn't working or something is broken, it's because we're not listening to that. And that we've known where we needed to go and we took a step in a different direction. Right? And I think that in a big way, what we're witnessing in our world and our society in so many levels is that the collective of humanity has not been taught how to listen to that. And so instead, we all think we know better, and look what we have done. Right? And so we have to learn to tune in, tap in, and listen to something greater than we are, and allow that thing to pull us forward. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, gives us a lovely practice, and this is my favorite quote from the Science of Mind textbook. It's on page 290. And he gives us this practice, and he says, "Declare every day that no mistakes have been made, that none are being made, and none can be made. Declare, there is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. And then having done this in perfect faith, with perfect assurance, declare further, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Know this, see it, feel it, and be it. Do this every day for a few minutes. We should all do this until the time comes when it is no longer necessary. And when that time comes, we will know it because our demonstration will have been made." And the thing that stands out to me about what Ernest is telling us here is he's not saying that no mistakes have ever been made. He's saying, tell yourself that no mistakes have ever been made. Once you are willing to believe that, then you can open yourself up to be guided by something else. And so he's saying, if you're willing to listen to this idea that there is something pulling you, and you're willing to step into that, then you can't make a mistake. But if you're not willing to do that, and you think you know better, good luck. Right? We have to listen to something bigger than ourselves, because if you look at the world, no one of us is going to fix the issues. No one of us is going to solve the problems. We have to do this together. And if we don't have a vision, we are lost. And we have to learn how to tap into something deeper. Right? And that is what we are seeking to do in this place. That's what we come here for every Sunday, is to be reminded that there's something more here than you can see. And to not get stuck in the details, but look to the patterns. To not get lost in this moment, to remember that there's something calling you. To remember that we have a greater vision that is here for each one of us, should we be willing to accept it. But we have to be willing to be open. We have to be willing to receive those inspirations and possibilities, right? And we here at this community, we say every week, we are a community dedicated to possibility, right? We shifted a long time ago. We stopped saying we're a positive thinking community because that led us down a dangerous and slippery slope, right? But we think about possibility. And possibility invites us to look at the whole field and look at what could happen if we don't make the right choice. And what could happen if we do make the right choice, and then sense and feel into that and allow the higher possibility to call us forward. But we have to be willing to look for it, right? And so before we go into our closing prayer, we're going to do a little practice, and I'm going to invite all of you to tap into this a little bit. So Anthony, if you'll come up with me. I want to invite everyone again to rub your hands together. Take a deep breath in. You might want to stand up. And on the next breath, I want you to place both of your hands out in front of you like you're playing patty cake with someone or putting your hands against a wall. And just take a deep breath in. And let go. And breathe again. And let go. One more breath. And as you breathe, allow your eyes to fall closed. And imagine for a moment that there is one supreme intelligence that governs, guides, and guards, that's been whispering into your heart and mind all of your life, calling you forward. It's shown up as your dreams, as your longings, as your desires, as your intuitions. But there's been a presence with you all along. And if you're willing, I want you just to imagine that in this moment, you can sense that presence in this room. And imagine that you can feel as if someone else that you cannot see is pressing their hands against yours. And this presence, this one who is standing with you right here and right now, is the one who knows you better than you know yourself, the one who is nearer to you than your hands and your feet, the one who is breathing you, beating your heart. And feel them look upon you with all of the grace and love and peace in knowing that you have never made a mistake, that you have always been guided and pulled towards something. And if you can, just imagine that you can feel them pulling on you, luring you forward, saying, "Come, be me." And if you're willing, just invite that presence into your life right now. If you can feel it, maybe move and place your hands on your heart. And just allow that higher self, the you that you are becoming, to just be here with you. And remember that they are always close. And that if you listen, you can hear the still small voice whispering in your heart. And know that there is one who is calling this entire community forward. And that there is a possibility calling our nation forward, calling our world forward towards a new vision. Evolution is calling us. And so in this space, I invite you to breathe again. And as we breathe, let us remember that there is one seamless presence that is living and breathing throughout the entirety of the universe. I choose to call this one God. Some of us might call it our mind or consciousness or the universe itself. Maybe we just call it energy. But let us remember that the universe is seamless. From one end to the other, from the in to the out and the up and the down, there's only one thing happening, one life. And that one is breathing each one of our bodies. It is beating our hearts. It is speaking these words and hearing them right now. Let us remember that there is only one of us here, and that one is God. That each one of us is divinity in action. That each one of us is evolution unfolding. That each one of us is life happening right here and right now. We are divine. We are the universe alive. We are God incarnate. Let us remember that. Because if we remember the truth of who we are, then we can remember that anything is possible. If we remember the truth of who we are, then we can remember that we can rise above any circumstances, and we can be the place where something new happens, where a new thought emerges, where a new possibility drops into existence. And if we can remember the truth of who we are and the glory and the power and the magnitude of the truth of the beingness of our souls, then we can live in gratitude and in celebration, remembering that there is so much more here than we can see. And so in that space of gratitude, in that love and in that joy, in that acceptance and willingness to participate, let us once again claim, know, declare, and remember that there is a power for good in this universe that is so much greater than we are, and if we so choose, it can move through us. Feel it. Surrender. remembering that there is a higher power at work here, and it is who you are. And so let us let go and let God and be at peace in this moment. Declare all of this by saying with me, and so it is. Thank you.
Walk a mile or a minute in another man's shoes. He's got a path to take to find his truth. Any way you spin it, he's a lot like you. Finding his faith on roads that you never choose. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Let go of the old condition. Let that be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Tell a tale, you're in it. Hear a brother man's blues. You got a destination now and no excuse. Why do you condemn it when it's not your own? You can't unsee it once the light has shone. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. That be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Let that be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother always. Don't let it cloud your vision. That be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Let that be your only mission always. Don't let it cloud your vision. That be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Let that be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Come on, y'all. Keep on walking. Yeah, yeah. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. One more time. Thank you.
Thank you. One more time for Floyd Lula, y'all. I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Take a breath. All right, my friends, I'm going to call my ushers, board members, trustees forward. This is our time for conscious giving. If you feel inspired and enlivened and uplifted by what's happening here, this is your opportunity to give. And thank you to our sustainers, those of you who give online regularly, and just thank you for being with us today. If you have a gift in your hand, hold it and just place it near your heart. And everyone just repeat after me. For all that I am, for all that I have, for all that I give, for all that I receive, I am truly grateful. So let us just take this moment once again to breathe in. And as we breathe, let us just speak a word of gratitude for every gift given, for every gift received, for all that has transpired in this space. Let us just be grateful. I also speak a word of blessing for every prayer in our prayer box and for every unspoken prayer or need in this room, knowing that every prayer is answered before it is uttered, that the Spirit of the living God is right here, right now, living in, through, and as each one of us. And so in this space, with all of the energy that we've created this morning, if you are in need of abundance, I want to ask you to stand. If you are in need of physical healing, I want to ask you to stand. If you are in need of forgiveness or strength, I ask you to stand. If you are in need of anything at all, stand in your willingness to receive it. And from that place, I want you to invite you to speak into this room the name of any person who might not be here, who you want to involve in this energy we've created today. Just take this moment and speak their name out loud. And just let us know that there is so much more here than we can see. And on some intimate, deep, and beautiful level, there is only one of us here, and that one is God. Thou art God, my friends, and so it is. Leah, thank you.
My prop, I put it back here, and now it's gone. Okay. I'll start somewhere else. There goes my prop. Okay, so I am thrilled. Thank you. I want to tell you a little bit about things that are, there it is. Okay. Yay. All right, so in our springtime of possibility, I want to remind you of a fun fundraiser that we introduced last week called Seeds of Possibility. So it's a great opportunity for you to plant seeds here at CSL in whatever manner that you choose. So we have all kinds of choices, like for whatever's needed. That's always a good one. And payroll, boring things like office stuff, and but the gardens, the grounds, music ministry, and like I said last week, my favorite is whatever Elijah chooses. That's an envelope on there because I think he always will think way more than we could ever imagine. So this will be in the social hall for the rest of the month. You just choose an envelope. There's a form inside that you can fill out if you want to use a credit card or check or cash, and then a box that you can put it in. So I'm inviting you to plant your seeds of possibility here at CSL. Yes, we have, yay! Thank you, Kaylee, for the beautiful envelopes. Okay, and so I want to tell you about a few things happening here at the center. We always have so much going on. Remind you that we have 10 a.m. Silent meditation here in the sanctuary every Sunday before service. We have refreshments and social hour every week now after service. Our second Sunday, which will be next Sunday, is our birthday Sunday and potluck. So we have a few birthdays to celebrate. You can be here for that. I think I told you last week that our community sing with Heather Houston was so much fun that Heather's agreed to come every month. So she will be here on the third Sunday of every month after service in the garden and come and sing. And then our ongoing fourth Sunday is Dances for Universal Peace with Adora. So wonderful things always. There's more things happening during the week as well. We have spiritual living circles with Sky Leona the second and fourth Wednesday, Qigong with John Fry on Thursdays at noon, and Bodywise with Marcia on Fridays. So come here. This is our community center. Come play with us. Check your e-news, of course, because there's more, and dates and times and details that you don't want to miss. You can scan the QR code on your half sheet. This little guy on the back will take you to the website and to learn more about that. I want to remind you that our practitioners and ministers are available for prayer after service. Don't leave here with a heavy heart or share your celebration with them. You'll usually find them mingling up here with their stoles after service. So grab someone and they'll be happy to talk with you. And it's time for gratitude. We always want to end the service with gratitude. And before I go into today's service gratitude, I want to thank again everyone who participated yesterday in our installation. If you are part of the celebration team, I know some of the team is probably home sleeping, but if you're a part of the celebration team with me, please stand up so we can give you an extra hand and some acknowledgement, because that was a fun party. Our ecclesiastical team and you, our CSL community, just really showed up, and I know that the visiting ministers were blessed by our community. We had a lot of people from outside CSL in the local community come in, and I think we showed them who we were. And blessings to Reverend Elijah for just being that drew us all together. Thank you. I want to thank our musicians today, Floyd Lula, and yesterday. And as always, our CSL house band, Aaron and Michael and Anthony. Our broadcast staff, Susan Pankratz and Mohini Peters today. Reverend Tamara and Chaplain Cheryl. And Ellen Wild and Christina now. Christina. Yay! They're always in the kitchen and don't get, well, they probably hear us yelling. Yeah, it's good to see your faces. And our viewers online on Facebook, Zoom, and YouTube. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and our Reverend Elijah. He was in there somewhere. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and have a great week.
Now stand up. We got one more song. Whew. It's been a good day.
There are times in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're struggling just to make it through one more day, find it in yourself to let it go. Let it go. And this is what I have to say. Come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. My faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here. Put your hands together. Come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle. Come on. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. No more strife, no. With my faith I see the light. I see the light. Free
And we found a phone in the restroom. Did anybody leave their phone in the restroom? Cheryl, I got your phone. Happy Sunday, everyone. Come get some refreshments, hang out for a little bit.